What's up, everyone? Tyler Casey here from Cinepax, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use your glow effects pack that you just purchased. There is also a sample pack available, so make sure to check that out if you haven't purchased it yet. If you're kind of on the fence, make sure to check it out, but I'm going to go through and show you guys how to use the entire pack. So once you unzip it, if you click this, that's probably how you got here. That's the tutorial. And then this is everything it comes with. Accents are kind of like things that are going to accent your scene, like if someone stomps, a whoosh, something like that. Body is usually related to like body parts, like if it's like an arm, horns, anything like that. Eyes are directly related to the eyeballs, so you like track things to the eyeballs. Objects, pretty self-explanatory, and shapes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag these right into Premiere. This works in any editor where you can change the blending mode. You're going to have to change it to screen or add. So I know DaVinci, Final Cut, and Premiere have those for sure. And I think Sony Vegas has them as well. And then you're going to need to be able to do keyframes to track these on. So it's pretty simple stuff. So we're going to drag those into Premiere. So you have your clip. The first way to throw something on, let's do the Swirly Eyes. How about that? So we have Swirly Eyes. We have a single. Let's say, so the reason I included the singles is just in case if you click, this is how you do it. You just go to Effect Controls, Opacity, and you literally just click Screen right there, and it's on. Other programs have add. After Effects has add. DaVinci has an add, and it might look a little brighter. If you're not liking the brightness of it, I'm just going to show you guys how to tweak everything right now. You can totally play with it in Premiere, add more contrast. You can really do whatever you want. But I think they look really good without all that. Another thing, let's say you want to change the color. This is one of my favorites. Color balance, HLS. Because I couldn't include every color, I figured you guys can do it. You could even do this in Lumetri as well. But I'm just scrolling through here. You see all the colors. There's like red, pink. You could turn up the saturation, turn it down, do whatever you want with that. So now what we can do is we can scale this down. Let's put this over his eyes. See, we're going to have to be scaled down pretty deep. Let's go a little bit lower. That should be good. So let's go to the beginning here. Let's drag him to the beginning. There they are right there. They kind of zoom up. So what I would do is I would just keyframe scale, position, and we'll do rotation as well. Click motion right there. And we're going to kind of get it near his eyes. And I'm going to use my arrow keys right now. Move forward a little bit. Drag it over his eyes. And we could even just rotate just a little bit. So with this pack, you're not going to have to draw anything. These are the little more difficult ones where you do have to do a little bit of tracking. But, I mean, if you were to do this drawing by hand, this would take quite a while. And you get some really dope effects from this. So it's pretty simple. I mean, usually these take only about I would say about 2 minutes or so. It's really not that long. You could even jump ahead a little bit, and then it'll fill in the keyframes in between for you. So yeah, these are just keyframes right here. Make sure you clicked on this one. I would even recommend locking that so you don't click that. And as you see, as we're moving, we're creating little keyframes. And we're just going to move ahead a little bit. And we could even rotate just a little bit. Keep moving. Keep tracking. And what we could do here is, like, let's say I want it to fade out right there. I could literally just go here. And then I would create a keyframe for scale. And then I'd make another one and put it at 0. So this is what that's kind of going to look like. Wasn't very long, but you kind of get it. It's on his eyes. It's tracking. If we want to make it even a little crazier, we could also animate the hue, which is pretty cool. So it's going to change colors. So we got that. So that's pretty cool as well. You can go ahead and do the full thing if you want. I'm not doing that because I'm trying to get to a lot of stuff through this video. So let's throw in some accents too. These accents are really cool. Let's go through. We have a little pop. We have some lines. You can use those however you'd like. It's like a little stomp, whoosh. So it's huge. All these files are 4K, by the way. So you can scale them up. You can scale them down. These are good like when people do like downward hand motions. So like We see his hands go down right there. So we can move that forward just a little bit. There, his hands start to go down. What we can do is we can start to track that. So we do the same thing, scale position. We might not need rotation on this one. And then he starts to go down. And we're going to make it look like his hands are pushing these down. And his hands move down pretty fast. So let's see that. You know, something simple like that. So that's pretty cool. I mean, there's all sorts of stomps you can do that with. These are cool, like little accents as well. You can use these however you want. Let's go ahead and turn on screen. And we can just, I mean, we could even make his face pop, you know, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, we'll make his head pop. Why not? A little accent on his head. You know, something like that. Pop. And you can literally do that anywhere. I mean, that's really meant to be like tiny as well. We could do another small one somewhere. Let's see. So let's say I want one at the edge of his finger. So what we can do is, another tip is, if you need to flip these, just type in the word flip into Premiere. Horizontal flip. You can usually find that under transform controls as well. So now we're going to do the same thing. I think it needs to be really small. We can always fix it. Let's go forward a few keyframes when we see it pop up. There it is. I want to go even a little smaller because all the little tiny details matter. We'll turn on rotation just in case we need it. There's his finger. We're just going to follow his finger. The accents are super quick. And kind of tracking with the finger, and it's going to pop off right there. Pop. You know, just quick little accents on the fingers. There's also a bunch of different eye effects as well. We have the crosshair eye. We have the blinking eyes. The swirls. We have the stars. We have the X's. And there's single versions of most of them. So the cool thing about the single, if you really did want to do a single, if someone has really far apart eyes or something like that, you can easily, or if you just want to do one, you know, you could change it over to screen. Once it pops up, you would just go like this. Or if you want to mix and match, I mean, I've actually never thought of that, but I mean, you could, like, let's say you want that one there, and then let's say you want a swirly on the other. You can easily go screen. We can scale that down, go to motion, and then you would just have to track these individually. But I mean, you could easily do that if you guys want to do that, because sometimes, I don't know, people's like how, depending on how much you're zooming in and zooming out, it can get a little tricky. So that's how you do those. So that's pretty much for the eyes. We also have like $ eyes. Those are pretty cool. So there's a bunch of objects in here as well. There's a gun. I'm going to show you guys how to use that gun a little bit later. There's muzzle flash. That's super cool as like an accent as well. A lot of these just look good when you just drag them on. Check that out. Boom. You know, you can have a lot of fun with that, but it really just comes down to a lot of position and scale. We also have this joint that's pretty cool. It's got like the smoke coming off, so you could easily like track that onto someone's finger and make them smoke it. Really cool. Water drops are really cool. We have rain, hearts, lightning. So there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to show you guys how to do the gun, and then let's look at some more of these accents. Let's go to this clip over here. So we have his legs. I'm going to track something around his legs. So let's actually go to body. And we also have these wings in here. I might do some wings on him in a minute. Let's go to body. Let's go to legs cut out. This one's pretty cool. So we're going to turn on screen. We're going to zoom that down. And the cool thing about this one is it actually looks like it's coming around the front of his leg. So yeah, we can make these super tiny. So same thing as usual. Just copy these two over. And we can do rotation just in case. Here we go. So we see it's a little bit off. Get to the right side of his leg. And then what I like to do with this one is I like to make it look like it's moving up just a little bit as it goes on. And then as we go up the leg, we might need to scale it up just a little bit. Let's see how that looks. I might have messed it up. I don't know. And it doesn't have to be perfect because this one's so quick. And I'm probably just going to cut it right there because I don't want to go all the way up the leg. So, I mean, you can see how cool that is and how you could do it to both legs. It's like one of my favorite effects. And same thing with the other ones. We can easily come into HLS. And I think red might look pretty cool because we got like some red going on, you know, or actually yellow. Yeah, that's awesome. So you can see how easy and quick that was to just plop onto your effect and do that. So there's only a few things in this pack that you're going to have to mask. Usually it's about the wings and then some of the objects like the gun that I'm going to show you guys later on. So to do a mask, we're just going to want to, in this scene, we're going to try and put the wings behind her. So I'm going to grab these bat wings right here. They flicker on at the beginning so you can see them kind of flicker on. So that's cool. We're going to zoom them or scale them down and then we'll go screen. Just like the eyeballs, we have left and right back bat wings. If you want to do them individually, you can totally do that. So I kind of want these like back behind her shoulders. So I'm going to scale these down just a little bit. I would probably use separate bat wings for this, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to show you guys how to do it without it. So we have the video layer on the bottom. That's the bat. Let's go solid. That's the bat wings. I'm going to hold Alt or Option depending on Mac or PC. And we're going to drag and drop the video layer back on top. So we have two versions of it. Now in this top version, we're going to create a mask around her shoulders. So create a good amount of points here. You can actually hit the tilde key, go full screen, and just follow it up. Don't have to go all the way around her head. Just the shoulders where the wings are going to be in. We're going to keyframe that, and we're just going to move frame by frame here. So just kind of follow her shoulders or your talent shoulders. Skipping a few keyframes ahead. Let's see how it looks. We'll start dragging that out just in case if it's that low because her arms do come up. So we're going to go right up to there. So now we can kind of see it's behind her, but the wings aren't really moving. So we got to position and scale these and rotate. Let's get them to size where we want them. You can see now they tuck behind her and then they're flickering on. She's moving a little bit. We're just going to track with her. She moves a little bit to the right and she kind of turns a little bit. So you know what? We'll rotate them just a little bit. And then it looks like she kind of straightens out. So we'll kind of come right there. And there we go. We have the wings right there. Super simple effect. And yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. You can do it longer, but that's how you do the wings. Pretty simple. Look, if we turn that layer off, they go in front. And you can even play around with the feathering. So that's a lot of feather, but then we can expand it as well. Don't really like the look of that too much. Just a little bit of feathering, but then we can expand it as well. So it looks like it almost fades into, kind of helps out if the mask isn't perfect. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this right here. It's how to get the gun. Let me start over here a little bit and show you guys kind of like what I did here. So what I did is I went through, I duplicated this layer right here. I have the gun at the bottom. And what I did is I created a mask around his hand to make it look like he's holding the gun. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to full screen it. And I'm just going to make it look like his hand. Leave a little bit of the top of the hand so it looks like the gun's sitting right in there. Perfect. Copy the mask path. And what we're going to do is we're going to go frame by frame. And we're going to drag that mask up. I already tracked the gun in here, so the gun's already going to be moving. So we're really just putting the mask over the hand. We're just following the hand up. I'm using the arrow keys, moving around with it. And just hit Control Z if you accidentally do that. Cool. And then the gun's gone. So it looks like he's holding the gun. If you guys want to play around with the feathering, you could feather it out more and expand it. That looks good. And then literally with the gun, all I did was I just tracked the gun scale and position, and I just followed his hand. Easy as that. Don't undo that. And then let's grab the muzzle flash. That's in objects. And we can just throw on screen. And we can make this pop right when, let's see where it is. That's on 0. So we can literally just follow position scale, just like the gun. Follow it. Actually, we can make it start small, like it actually pops. There we go. We could shrink it back down again. And then make like it continues to pop. And I'm just going to make it go back to 0. I just want a quick pop. And there it is. Look at that. That's pretty much how you utilize the Glow Effects pack. Super simple. There's a lot of ones that you can just drag and drop and it looks good. There's some where you're going to have to do position and scale, and then there's a handful where you're going to have to do some masking. But the masking really helps sell the effect that it's built into the scene. Super simple stuff. If you have questions, comment down below or DM me on Instagram at Cinepax or at Tyler Casey Prod. I'm Tyler Casey with Cinepax, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks again.